The Marvel Rivals community has recently been raving about the issue going on right now regarding strategist players. I know a lot of you in this community have heard about what's going on with the support strike, NECROS. A lot of things are going on. A lot of people are fighting. There's a lot of tension within the community, and I'm going to be going over everything, and I'm going to give you guys my take on it. Drop a like on the video for more content like this, and also make sure to subscribe. We're almost at our first hundo, and I appreciate the support I've been getting recently. But let's get right into it. Let's talk about how all this started. It all began when NECROS started becoming very critical of support players. A clip came out of him insulting support players, and a lot of people didn't take the disrespect well. Here's the clip.
This is why I hate support players, guys. I hate support players because they are literally allergic to good takes. They're just morons. They're idiots, and I hate them. I hate them. They never have any good takes. The entire game boils down to who has the better support play. If your backline is stupid, you lose.
Now, this clip ended up going absolutely viral. It started blowing up everywhere on TikTok, on Twitter, everywhere you could imagine. It was also blowing up on Reddit, and you already know how they get down on Reddit. One person made a post in the Marvel Rivals thread, and it ended up actually blowing up, and it reads, "With the recent support strike going on in Marvel Rivals, I wanted to share an experience that really shows why many support players are speaking up and had enough right now." NECROS outright said on stream that he hates support players and called them idiots and morons. That kind of statement coming from a big voice in the community does real damage. Streamers don't get to opt out of influence. If you have a following, what you say matters in your community. And now we're seeing the consequences of that. In a recent match, I was playing support and I wasn't doing too bad. Nearly 50,000 healing, only 2 deaths, same damage blocked as our DPS, and just 10,000 less total damage dealt. Still, someone in voice chat told me, "NECROS was right. You support players are all..." And that's the exact problem. This mindset is being validated and amplified, and it makes playing the role feel increasingly thankless. Big Rivals content creator Bulger actually reposted this, referring to it as the great support exodus of 2025, which honestly made it much worse, and it absolutely blew up on Twitter. The comments were just full of people frying NECROS, a lot of people advocating for him getting hate. Even some bigger names started to chime in on the conversation. Pro Sentinel strategist player Aramori tweeted, "I will say this is the hardest season to play strategist in so far. You can't just coast by and heal. You will get dove and very likely to die if you aren't really thinking critically about everything." And I think a lot of casual players don't want to think about everything a pro has to just to survive. The reward for diving someone as Cap or Venom or Iron Fist is not as high as it takes to live it. Ironically, the opposite problem Overwatch had. I'm here for it and having fun with it, but I know a lot of casual players are not. Now, if you guys didn't know, Aramori is my Loki GOAT, so a bulk of what I learned about playing Loki is from her. So I think she's really credible on this. Now, was that shots at NECROS trying to distinguish pro between casual? Who knows? Maybe Twitter will decide. Regardless, I think it's the most interesting point out of anyone who's responded to the topic, especially coming from a pro. We're gonna come back to this point later in the video. Even Ninja chimed into the topic. Here's his clip.
Like, dude, the whole thing about what's harder, like, I know, like, apparently NECROS said healing's the easiest thing in the world. Like, I think it's the easiest, like, objective. Like, sit back, hopefully not get dove, and put heals out. Yeah, it's a super simple concept. But when you're going up against players like NECROS, who all they want to do is fuck with the healers and dive them with Spider-Man and all the shit that they play, it becomes a shit show. You're literally trying to dodge some of the best players in the world's abilities multiple times a fight. And you're in charge of keeping your entire team alive. Whereas as a DPS, all you have to do is go invis, fly into their backline, and your job is to get one support.
I think Ninja also made a great case for supports. I think a lot of the opinions from other roles are very one-dimensional, and it gets really ignorant at times. But yeah, the topic was absolutely blowing up on Twitter, and it still is. And if you thought it couldn't get any worse, NECROS finds a way to make it worse.
I will be honest. When I think about it, let's all collectively give our opinions at the same time. So I'll ask you guys, who do you guys think on average are the worst players on the team? Which role typically has the worst players? If I asked you guys, you guys are saying that ironically. You guys know it's the support players, bro. You guys know it's the fucking support. It is not deep. Shut the fuck up, Chad. You guys are just trying to be funny. You guys are trying to be funny. You're just rage baiting me. It's just support players. They are just okay. The reason I say that is because how many times, like, let's say someone's doing bad on DPS, how many times do they get told to fucking swap to support? Like, you don't see like someone being like, "Oh man, you're really bad at support, go DPS."
Now, this sent the internet into a round 2 of a massive rage. One user, it seems that he's some type of content creator. I'm not gonna show his name, but it looks like he sent his whole community to get NECROS muted, and it worked. This is funny, I'm not gonna lie. But that's basically everything that happened up until now, current day, where we're dealing with the support strike that's going on, quote unquote. And if I'm being honest, I don't truly think that there's a huge support strike happening. I think it's really just a Twitter movement just for people to get their point across. I'm pretty sure there's there's a big group of strategist mains like me who are just like, we do not care. Like, it really doesn't matter. I could care less what NECROS said, if I'm being honest. I'm still playing comp. My strategist friends are still playing comp. So I really, in personal experience, don't see the strike happening. I'm sure there is a group of people that are doing the support strike or are truly not playing the game or not playing strategists for this movement or this cause, whatever. Now, as a strategist player, obviously, I agree with the point that strategists get the most hate in the game for sure. And I don't think it's the easiest role, but let me explain what I mean by that. I think strategist is the easiest role to pick up on a surface level. I think anybody can just hop on Rocket or hop on Cloak and do a decent amount of healing. I think they could be decently effective at healing. I think there are certain things that people are just good at. So if you're a DPS player and you have good aim, then you can just hop on Luna and hit your shots. Literally just hit your heals, do some damage, and it's not going to be all that difficult because you're already mechanically talented. And we call that skill floor. I also want to shout out my friend Quela, who kind of prefaced this on her TikTok, and she did a really good job explaining it. So if you guys want to check her out, go ahead. I'll link her in my bio. I think there's a really low skill floor to a lot of supports. Now, skill ceiling, when you're being repeatedly dove over and over again by Spider-Man, Black Panther, Iron Fist, respectfully, tank and DPS mains, y'all not surviving that. I'm sorry. You guys play Spider-Man, you guys play all these characters with hyper mobility, you guys play all these mobile characters and just get in and out of fights. And you don't have to sit there worrying about healing your tank, keeping the tank alive, keeping your team alive, while also having to worry about the pressure of going against a full dive comp. Every role has various things they have to worry about, but you feel the effect the most from a lacking strategist. Trust me, it's easiest to spot the DPS getting diffed. I could spot my DPS getting diffed from a mile away if you look at the scoreboard. A support can fly under the radar, but if your support has too much pressure and they're lacking, they're not healing enough, they're dying too much, they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, and you go back in the replay and you watch it, you can see when a support is lacking and the team feels it, and ultimately you lose the game. It just shows a wider perspective of what it takes to be effective playing strategist, because you're not limited to just getting kills and not dying. A lot of things go into account, like damage, healing, positioning. I think strategists get punished the most if their positioning is not good compared to any other role. I personally believe that ultimate tracking is most important for a strategist because there's so much to account for, like counter ulting, combo ulting just to win the team fight or to save your team, who knows. Regardless, I think strategists get it the worst, mainly because a lot of people's positioning are bad, especially these DPS. These DPS need a positioning guy, and if they die, they're gonna blame supports. It doesn't matter if their positioning is bad. A lot of them don't care if their positioning is bad because they genuinely don't know. They're like ignorant to the fact that their positioning sucks. They're gonna blame supports regardless, so it's a losing battle. I also want to reiterate on the point that Aramori made earlier. I do think it's more rewarding to survive a coordinated dive than to be the diver. It's way harder to survive a team dive than to be diving with your team, let's be honest. Especially on capture point maps where you have to play defensively, but you also have teammates playing dive, so you have to avoid being dove while also keeping those diving teammates alive. It just gets more complicated than people are making it seem. I also want to point out that NECROS is a Spider-Man one trick, and if he doesn't play Spider-Man, he's playing Iron Fist or Black Panther, so he's really never getting dove. He has no idea what it's like. That's why I normally don't pay attention to what he says. He's just a coper. I don't think you guys should really care about what he's saying either. People are going to be thinking, well, these dive characters are supposed to get health packs. Well, look at NECROS. He plays health packs too, and he still ends up blaming his supports when he dies a lot. How do strategists win? I really don't care about the strike. I think the idea is funny, honestly. I think people should just play the game if they want to play it, but I did want to bring light on the fact that support players do get it the worst. I also want to speak on this screenshot that's getting really popular on Twitter. Some guy, he must have got +8 SR for his ranked match in Plat. I just want to say this is extreme cope. Either the dude is rank maxing or he just played really bad, because I never have experienced something this low. The lowest I've gotten was maybe +17, and that's queuing with people. When I solo queue, I get anywhere in between 21 to 30, and that's just talking about high diamond grandmaster. So if I'm getting 21 to 30 in GM and you're in Plat getting +8, something's going on behind the scenes. I don't think it's the rank system. I think the rank system could be better towards supports. I think it's more catered to DPS or tanks, but +8 is OD. Like, come on. I also think the new rank system is punishing people who are in a rank that they don't belong in. I think a lot of people who got boosted last season are barely getting any SR, even when they win this season, just because they're not playing up to par for the rank they're in. I dropped from Eternity to Diamond 3. I'm currently GM 3, and for the whole season, I've solo queued for at least 85% of my games this season, and for the whole season, I averaged anywhere between 20 and 30 SR. I really don't think it's the rank system. I don't believe the rank system is causing people to get +17, +18. I think there's those one or two games every once in a while that you will get less, but if you're consistently getting less, I think it's the gameplay. I do think everything that's going on surrounding NECROS is a little dramatic, but I believe all of it is warranted as well. I mean, he did ask for it, y'all. He doubled down. He obviously wanted more. So thank you to those who made it to the end of the video. Make sure to check out my channel if you want more content like this and other educational content. Peace.